Hi, welcome to Elektro Vox. Got a very special guest today. I've got Jazmin Bean, who some of you may have seen the amazing gothic pastel kind of culture videos that have been put out. So, Jazz, thank you for joining me. Obviously, your fans know you, so for those who don't, just tell us who you are and what kind of stuff do you stand for, Jazz?
I'm Jazmin Bean. I guess right now a music and film artist. And yeah.
So a friend of mine asked a while ago, Jade Rose, she wants to know the inspirations that you have for your music and your videos, and like, who are your heroes? Who got you started on this road?
I think film really. So film was my first love. Like, film is what I went to school for, and I initially wanted to do film, but I guess just film is a huge inspiration for me. A lot of film soundtracks. I'm really obsessed with Tim Burton, and I guess just what I've been taught in my childhood.
You say about your childhood, I've seen that you're inspired by things like mythology. Is that the case?
Yeah, well, actually today I like to write a lot of things on myself. Today I have it written on my chest. It says Aswang, which is like a Filipino folklore, I guess. It's like a Filipino, I don't know if it would be the same as fairy tales here, because they're a bit more creepy. They're like these things that can shape shift, and they're like demons. And I guess in the Philippines, people are really fond of horror and just being as scared as they possibly can. And so they make up a lot of creatures, and I always used to get told them when I was little about what would happen to me if I didn't do certain things. And so some of them steal people's babies in the night, and some of them shapeshift and hide in trees and are hybrids of stuff. So yeah, I think mythology. And before, I guess my style's always evolving, but before I used to do more creature style, used to wear ears and a lot more noses and even prosthetics sometimes, and so I'd really try and play off the creature element, and so yeah, definitely mythology is a huge part of it, but also just things from my childhood and Tim Burton. And I guess all the things, my parents are both really kooky and covered in tattoos, and my mum would collect toys, and we're both in punk and rock bands, and so I think they were always showing me stuff, and basically all of the music and cartoons and things that I collect now are things that they've shown me, or most of it.
Okay, and how did you get started, and the difference between where you are now?
In music, or just my style in general?
In both.
Well, I feel there's so many elements that go into it, because I feel I'm not just a music artist, and I never want to be known for just music. I would say it's the whole package, it's the whole experience and a whole world that I want to bring people into. And so I feel as far as music goes in genre, before it was more switching between genres, but I'm kind of trying to work on in the future, just not focusing on I can go from this genre to this genre, which is really exciting and a cool thing to do, but I feel being able to just blend everything and kind of make my own genre with all the things that I like. But I would say honestly, just I'm constantly evolving, and so I don't think there's any set thing that I could look back on and it would be a change, because I'm getting I'm confusing myself now with the question, but
it's quite all right. So obviously your mum was a bit of an inspiration. Mm-hmm. So you work with your mum together with your Cult Candy Cosmetics, is that correct? So tell us about the brand.
So Cult Candy I created before I even knew that I wanted to do music. I was still heavily involved in film, and yeah, it's me and my mum just came up with the idea. She used to work in I guess not business, but she'd owned a clothing company or whatever, or she was trying to start up a clothing company, and so I'd always been heavily involved in makeup, and I guess we just thought that it would be a cool idea, and we pitched it to someone, and it's obviously very small right now. We only have 2 palettes out, and they've been only a small number have been produced, compared to I guess bigger makeup companies, and so that's still evolving, and we're hoping to release a new palette and collection hopefully in winter. It was supposed to be last winter, but that shit is expensive.
And it's a vegan brand, isn't it? So veganism is something you guys stand for, yeah?
Definitely, it's vegan and cruelty free, and it will always be like that. And I feel like that's really the future. I mean, it's like, it's makeup. Come on, we don't need to be we don't need to be like harming animals for that. That's really lame.
So Sakharine, your video, I remember a short while ago it was on 1 million views, and then you said that it was amazing, it got to 6 million, and now I think we're on 13 million today.
Yeah,
so tell me all about that video.
So Sakharine was the second video I ever done, and these have all been like very much like independent projects. I mean, I'm currently independent. I will be signing soon, but I'm not. The cruises are not playing around today, honey. No, ma'am. At least it's like people that are probably. That was very much like an independent project, and so that was the second video I ever made, and it was, my manager actually. So World Wide Torture, I funded all myself, and I was not wealthy or anything of the sort at that time, and not even now. But anyways, yeah, that was very much, I guess, even if it looked high budget or something, you know, the guy who did the camera work, Jason, who just like contacted me ages ago, like and just wanted to work with me, and just like didn't want anyone, he just loved, you know, doing it for, I guess, just the art and wanting to create new things. He flew over on his own terms and shot it for me for free. It was all shot in like a family friend's house, and like there was no actual sets or anything. It was done on like 500 quid, which I don't know, that might seem like a lot for someone who doesn't like know much about music videos, but that is, I mean, you'll be lucky to get like, I don't know, it's basically not a lot for a music video. And so that was a very much independent project, and Sakharine, you know, my manager, helped me out with that one. So it's all been just like very much like favors, and just pulling in favors from anyone we can, you know, people helping us making the sets, people helping us film. And so Sakharine was, for being such an independent project, and there's been no boosting on algorithm, no boosting on people viewing it, no advertisements. It's just, I just released it and was with my EP, because I just thought it was kind of the hit song on the EP, even though it's not like the title song. And I just released it and thought like, okay, hopefully people will view it and like it. And I really didn't expect it to get where it has, and it's still taking off, and it's fucking insane. And obviously if I would have had the budget then, or if I was signed then, the vision would be very different. And when I look back on it, I kind of cringe, because I'm like, I have all these ideas in my head, and I have all these visions for what I want to do going forward, and everyone in the world kind of just gets to see what I've put out, which is very much like not what I wanted to do. It's just what it's like all of the everything that I've done so far visually, and sometimes maybe even sonically, it's just like not the full extent of what I wanted to do. It's like what I could do with what I had and what I had to work with independently. And so Sakharine was literally filmed in my living room. We made the set in my living room, and it was like a really fucking tight squeeze, because studios are expensive, and we bought like the dentist chair on eBay for 20 quid, and yeah, it was just very much, it's cool to see so there's really no limits. And I see people messaging me every day like, I want to start this, but I literally just have no money, and I have no one to help me with it. And just, I would say, make do with what you have, even if it seems like you can't really make much out of it, because I don't know, it was just it really proved to me that, oh, that's a really cute squirrel. Sorry. It really proved to me that you can really just like, there's no boundaries, and you shouldn't be limiting yourself. Just, yeah.
Yeah, so the success of the video is quite a lot down to just the viral nature of how things go. Yeah. So yeah, you never know. And on the other spectrum, you have Birthday Bitch. You went over to America, and obviously Sakharine, we had some gore in. Mm-hmm. But sadly, Birthday Bitch got the 18 plus censorship on YouTube because of a bit of gore and a bit of violence. So tell us about that video. I'll link it down below so you guys can go watch it. Yeah, tell us about that video, making that.
That is so lame that it got censored, and I had no idea that it would get censored, because it's literally like a beef or something that I was like, I think it was like I was hitting up like a piece of like beef.
It was a pinata, wasn't it?
It was a pinata of me, and I know birthday wish was just something, a fun little project. I would consider it one of my. I would consider deleting it, and I've had to like, me and my friends have like reconciled and just been. I feel like it's part of the journey and it's part of the story, so I won't delete it. But I definitely have a love-hate relationship with birthday bitch. We fight a lot. But yeah, that was just a fun little thing, and I love the theme of birthdays, and that whole aesthetic is really fun to me, and I just wanted to make a song about being a bitch on my birthday and being the swag princess on my birthday. And so yeah, that I went to New York to film that just because it was done in such a short amount of time. It was like a very last minute idea, and I was having to like, there was absolutely no team for that. Normally it's like, you know, my manager will be helping me out, and my mum, and you know, obviously going forward, like in the Princess Castle video and all videos going forward, there'll be much more help, and it will be more of a professional project. Before, it's kind of just like me running around while also trying to film, and my mum and my manager and anyone else who we can get to help us, and so it was definitely stressful being in a country or a state, you know, just a place that I don't know, and having to do a whole video by myself. So it was a lot, but fuck YouTube for getting that deleted, because that is lame. And I see people, there's so many things on YouTube that are so gory. I don't know why me like throwing a bit of meat on the floor was like a big deal, but yeah, maybe it's for the best, because I have a love-hate relationship with it. But I think that it's not a serious song, it's not a piece of art, it's just like a fun thing.
Well, every artist has to have a bit of controversy sometime, right? So even if it's just a little bit of YouTube controversy, it still helps. So yeah, go check out that video.
I feel like I've had far more controversy than like throwing me on the ground.
Yeah, and so you just mentioned Princess Castle there, so I'm sure some of your fans are probably curious about how that's coming along, so tell us about that one.
Yeah, so we've been trying to do that for a long time, and I want to do, for every body of work I do, I always want it to be fully visual, and so I want videos for everything on the EP, but obviously that wasn't really a choice until quite recently. So before, we were just going to be doing it completely independently, and you know, we even started some crowdfunding for it, where we were giving out prizes to people and stuff, and just people basically supporting the vision. And I'm so thankful for everybody that donated, and we were doing crowdfunding on it, but you know, the label that I'm signing to has now taken on board that video halfway through, and so I just want it to be a full-on movie moment. I want to have that re-up. I want to be able to do everything that I want to do in a video, and not just like, what can I do that is like on the smallest budget in my living room and only, you know, requires 3 people. And so I just wanted to have my full-on like vision and exactly what it is, and spend time on it, and really, I feel like that song is a fucking classic, and so Princess Castle will hopefully be coming out soon. I'm just really excited to bring it to life, and I want to really set the bar for what I want to be doing going forward, because I feel like I just want to like cover everyone's eyes from watching my old stuff, because there's so much more that I want to do, and yeah, Princess Castle is gonna be swag.
You're signing up with a new label soon. Mm-hmm. Does that mean there'll be a new album on the way, and do you have any plans for that?
Yes, definitely. So I see albums kind of like as like time periods, and I mean, everyone can interpret an album with whatever they want, but for me it's definitely is like resembles time periods more than anything. And so I've been saving all of my, I don't know if I'd call it best work, but all of the work that I want to save to be able to do everything that I can with it for that. And so I definitely wanted to wait till I was signed. There was just no like option of doing it independently for me. I wanted to make it, and it's a visual album, so there'll be a music video for every single song, and yeah, there'll be a video for every song, and I want them to be fully exactly, you know, how I envision, and even more. That dog is very cute. Hi. Whoa, that's a little bit rude. There'll be a video for every single song, and definitely there's not an overall theme. I'm not gonna, well actually there kind of is, which explains it in the title, but I'm not gonna spill that obviously right now. But there will be some connectives, but there's not going to be a whole, there's not going to be a set theme where every name intertwines, and it's more about just everything so far, and I'm excited for that, and it's going to be a while till I release it because there's a lot of work and I also want to spend all the time. I've been, not that I rush songs, but I'm very ambitious with my time schedules. Like Birthday Bitch, I was like leaving to go to the airport while I was trying to like finish it, and like I'm just really bad with taking time with things, and so I will like record something in 2 days and release it the next day, and like everything's just been, I want to be able to take time to things and make them I don't think I've rushed anything, but I wanted to make it oh my god, that dog is so cute. Oh my god, there are too many cute dogs. Okay. Yeah, I just want to spend loads of time on everything and really perfect each detail, and I just want this album to just be like everything that I envision it to be.
So like the final evolution of Jazmin Bean so far.
Yeah, I just want it to be a complete re-up, because I feel like I haven't been able to have my re-up or glow up or however you want to call it, and what my vision of my vision in my head is very different to what I've been able to put out so far, and I think what I put out so far is great. I'm not trying to put downers on it, but I think definitely I've not been allowed to achieve my full potential.
Right. And what music artist would you say you're listening to the most at the moment?
Who am I listening to? I really am obsessed with Arca recently. She is blowing my mind. I really love Avril Lavigne and Nicki Minaj, but I listen to them all the time. They're not really new discoveries. I love everyone. I love I love loads of people. I can listen I'm obviously, I really love film soundtracks, and so I'm always listening to like Tim Burton soundtracks or Danny Elfman. Those two are really big inspirations of mine, and a lot of Jim Henson soundtracks. I love Grimes, obviously, she's really talented. Oh my god, I could go on forever. And I feel like there are loads of cool people on the rise, and I feel like music could be, evolving for the better. And I feel like there's a small pact of like cool, quirky is such a lame word to use, but like there's a really cool pack of like just like individuals that I think are coming up on the rise, and I think we could all join together and just be a cool, like, I don't know. But yeah, definitely I'm going through I like Avril Lavigne and all the people all the people that I listed I really have been listening to lately. But I mean,
anything on the heavier side?
It's more individual. Like there's not any specific bands. I feel like I've gone through all of the heavy music that I listen to. I've gone through the phases of listening to them. It's more like just individual songs that I'll find, or just stuff that my parents have shown me, I guess. I love the Nine Inch Nails, and I feel like I could go on forever and ever if I'm just listing like specific like bands on the heavier side. But yeah, I love Trent Reznor, and hopefully we can work together one day. Might be a possibility.
I too would. Yes, Trent, get in for an interview.
It's very cool.
Right. Who would you say your favourite fictional characters and shows are? Because I know you've got a lot of love for the Dark Crystal, right? Yes.
Wow. So before I tattooed Worldwide Torture all over my hands, because I'm impatient in quarantine, and I think it suits better. I wanted that. Yeah, I like it, but I was gonna get the Dark Crystal shards going down my hands, but I felt like the color would, having just like too much color would just piss me off. But yeah, I'm really obsessed with the Dark Crystal, and it's heavily I have these braids in my hair because I got like so inspired by, I guess, like just kind of the Gelflings, and the new series that came out is really amazing. And I'm writing something on my album that's kind of connected to the Dark Crystal that I'm hoping, I really want this specific artist to feature in, because I think that they would just be so amazing in it. But I love the Dark Crystal and Jim Henson and most of the things that he's done, and obviously Tim Burton has been a huge impact on me and loads of the characters there. And I actually just got a tattoo of a character from his first book, The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy. And so there are definitely loads of, Happy Tree Friends. I could, again, it's another thing where I could just go on. That's something I was shown way too young.
I think we were all shown that way too young.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of things that were like, horror-based stuff. Oh my god, there's this amazing Japanese horror film that my dad showed me when I was really young, and this like creature comes out of this soup bowl and bites this like woman's the tonsil off, and I'm planning to get a tattoo of him. And so I definitely want all of my favorite little creatures and characters tattooed all over me. But yeah, characters are really inspirational for me, and definitely Dark Crystal is make series 2.
Yeah. You've already mentioned one person you'd like to work with, but who would you like to work with in future, and who has been your favourite to work with so far?
Well, I haven't really had the opportunity to work with people. The only feature I've had on my song is my friend Cottontail, and they're an amazing artist. We're working on the Princess Castle video right now, and I just always want to work with people that I can. There are so many people that I'd love to work with, but and the list could go on and on. But people that I know can, feature-wise, I can put into my world, and that just like belong there. And so I feel like the people that I want to work with, I might actually have a chance with working with, and so I don't want to, give away too much because it might actually happen. But yeah, I just would, as far as production-wise, all of the people that I've been working with, I do some self-producing, and then if I want a specific thing, or if I'm not really talented, because I've never really had any lessons for production, I kind of just made my way around the software. I go to different producers that are my friends, or the people that I know that are just doing favors for me, and yeah, but I don't want to give away who I want to work with, because I feel like it definitely could happen, and it definitely could happen on the album. There are definitely some really cool collaborations that I'm striving for, or I'm talking about with people for the album.
Well, I for one am already getting excited of the idea of Jazmin Bean and Trent Reznor do the soundtrack for the next Dark Crystal. That would be incredible, wouldn't it?
God, amazing.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Oh my god, can you imagine? I feel like it might be weird to have like a Jim Henson thing like directed by Tim Burton. I think that definitely, maybe it's just because I looked up to them both so much. I think the words collide, it would just get overwhelming for me, and I might like pass out or something.
Okay, so the state of the world at the moment obviously isn't so great. Today, on the day of filming, is actually Blackout Tuesday, with all of the Black Lives Matters happening in America, and obviously the COVID thing is still very much an issue. So give us your opinion as an artist and what you stand for on the way the world is at the moment.
Well, I've definitely been spreading a lot of awareness on social media. I've been hoping to go to one of the protests, but I gotta work, and I feel like if you're not using your platform to spread awareness, then what the fuck are you doing? I feel like this is so important, and this is one of the hugest outbreaks of like rioting and people fighting back that we've had for a really long time, and I think now is the time of social media. Things could really change for the better, and people just spreading an awareness in a way that when social media wasn't as developed as before couldn't be done. And I just feel like people need to really be taking the extra effort to be spreading awareness and donating. And if you go onto my social media, which actually I don't know if obviously the issue is an ongoing issue and we need to totally work on that, but I will be constantly spreading awareness and be sharing links all over my social media and donating about where you can donate. And I will try and set up a fundraiser soon for the bailout funds of protesters and police, period. Yeah.
Recently, you showed a picture that I believe it's Brando Chiesa, put the Instagram tag up, who's an incredible tattoo
He's super cool.
artist. One of my favourite, your favourite too. He did a drawing of you.
Yes.
So tell us about that, and you're actually getting some work with him, I believe.
Yeah, so he is, oh my god, he's amazing. And actually, oh my god, okay, so I'm gonna spill something really exciting. He's actually doing the art because all my makeup products for Cult Candy, I always want the artwork to be, I don't just want it to be a palette with some like colors. I want it to be like a whole moment and a whole, a theme, and just something that's really like going into a whole world. And I want it to be more of I feel like, yeah, so he is actually going to be doing the artwork for the next one. We've had some really great artists on the Playhouse palette and the Heavenly Urchins palette, but yeah, he's doing the artwork for the next palette, and it's kind of a more spooky palette. But yeah, he drew a picture of me, and that's so fucking cool. And he's going to be doing my, obviously I have stuff drawn all over my body today, but he's going to be doing 2 like arm pieces for me, and he's so talented. And yeah, there are definitely some really cool tattoo artists now, and just the things people can do with tattoos, oh my god, yeah, I could never.
Alright, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Thank you for being so swag and so cool and so supportive. I really have such there's not that many people right now, but all the people that have, this is a time to be remembered, because I would say that I'm still a very small artist, and I have so much potential that I haven't yet fulfilled, and so many things I want to do. And everyone who's stuck around so far with all the, I wouldn't say unprofessionalness, but all of the hardships that you have to go through as an independent artist, and all of the, DIY type of projects, and even just things from filming to doing merch by myself. Everybody who's stuck with me and is so supportive and always cheering me on and has faith in me, you guys fucking rock. And seeing people, always supporting, and the nice things people say to me and getting tattoos of me, it's insane. And I cherish you guys so much. And yeah, you guys are swag.
So having started on your own to where you are now is incredible. It's something I myself am doing. So would you say that it's pretty much achievable for everyone if they just go out there and do it?
Yeah, there shouldn't be any limits. You shouldn't limit yourself because you feel like you need a team or something. And I feel like things need to be worked for. And I think you can do anything. So definitely, I think, subscribe to Elektro Vox, because it's cool to support starting out things and things that don't always have that big backing, and people that are just doing it for themselves. And yeah, they're going to be doing some really cool interviews soon. They're doing a really cool event, and I like when people do things independently. And not to say that's the only way to go about them, but
sometimes it's better than the big companies, right?
Yeah, I think definitely it's cool to be able to do things by yourself and to get that type of just to be level-headed like that. But also sometimes big companies and corporations really suck, and you shouldn't limit yourself because you can't always get the attention of things, especially when you're on the alternative side. Those companies can be really putting down of you. But definitely subscribe to Elektro Vox and check out all of their things, because the way they're supporting artists and supporting other people in the music industry, and it's cool, and I think there should be more support like that.
Okay, Jazz, well, that was a great interview. I think, you've had a couple before, but I think this is your most open and bare one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I feel like all of my, obviously I feel like I have a lot of things to say, and I love speaking, but all of my kind of, I guess, interviews so far also I've never done one that's like heavily just based on music, and that it's always just been like, show us how to do your makeup, or let's see how scary you are, or like
superficial things, right? Yeah,
things that definitely have a huge like narrative behind them, and of course some are a good narrative, but yeah, I would like, it's cool to talk about the bigger picture and not just like, you look so cool. Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us, Jazz, and thank you for watching, guys.